So the Orville has a lot of very controversial topics that come through the show. Have there ever been any, this goes for both of you, that made you step back and go, oh crap?
I don't think I've ever made that noise.
Oh, I'm sorry, how about this? Oh crap.
Yeah, that one I say all the time.
So let's bring out Adrianne Palicki, please. The other performer had a really interesting path to the engineering section of the Orville, and hopefully we'll be able to talk about that. So let us bring out, I think he's out there somewhere, Mr. J. Lee.
There he is. Look at that handsome face. It's so stupid. That's your chair.
This is a good idea.
No, I was joking.
No.
I was teasing you.
I'm in.
No. See, you already brought out the other
Oh.
chair.
No, I know you wanted high chair.
You wanted a high chair.
I like it. What's up, teammates?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here with us.
Yes. Adrianne, this is our first one together, isn't it? I
Just
think
the two of us.
two,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah,
It's
I
fun.
like it. It's nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who needs those other people?
Yeah.
Ugh. Gross.
Do you see that? I do physical bits.
I know.
You're gorgeous, do stunts, fighting all these great movies and TV shows.
He was, Jay Lee would do this in the middle of like a 4:00 in the morning situation and just to get everybody, crew members, everybody up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, got to keep the energy high. Give it up for yourselves real quick.
Yes.
It's nice and cold outside.
We're going to do some general conversation, and there is a microphone here in the center if you want to queue up for the QA portion of the afternoon. So,
feeling rough today, guys. Sorry.
Hold on, let me see.
Rough.
Hold on one second. Let me see those cards.
So stupid.
I think, why don't we start with the elephant in the room? Will there be another season?
We never get asked that question.
Nah.
Ever.
I think.
We don't know.
We don't know. We want to. Everybody wants to. It's not in our hands.
Yep.
But I think the hands that they are in, the thing I keep saying is I'm cautiously optimistic because I do think there's a lot more left in the Orville tank for sure.
Absolutely. Ditto.
One of the interesting things about the Orville is by its third season, it really was coming into its own and tackling some controversial issues and some very topical issues. Was that a direction that you embraced as performers?
I think so. I mean, my character stayed pretty much the same, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think it was harder for, your characters changed massively. Scott's did too. I think there was a moment where Scott didn't, he's like, I don't know who my character is now, because I'm usually the comic relief guy. So there was definitely some transitioning and growing pains, I think. But, myself and Bortis we kind of just stayed.
But you guys are badass, so.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
you're not too bad yourself.
If you go back to the very first episode, Kelly was seen, introduced to the audience as a cheater.
Yeah.
And had to reconcile.
Oh, yeah, because the dude with the... Yeah, with the Rulio.
Rob Lowe.
What an ugly guy that
He's
is.
hideous. Even with blue makeup. I was
whoever let that guy get on television? Jeez, just when's he gonna grow
Such
into a handsome?
jerk, too.
Oh
He's
my
just terrible.
God, just
hate that guy.
hard to work with and look at.
But Kelly's character did grow. She did have a bit of an arc, reconciling herself to being second in command and repairing a damaged relationship.
Right.
And So there was some.
There's definitely an evolution. It's just my character, like who she was at her core, never really shifted, you know. And I think Kelly was always kind of like this stable person throughout. You know what I mean? Kind of grounding the thing, and really kind of, let's be honest with you, she was kind of in charge. You know, she helped Ed when he was an idiot, which was a lot.
Yeah. That's all we need, y'all.
You know?
Sometimes us idiots need a good Kelly.
That's right.
You know?
I like that.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna make a T-shirt here. I feel like.
Sometimes us idiots need a good Kelly. What's that from? Wow, this black guy on an Orville show said it in Pennsylvania one time, and I made it into a shirt.
So, Adrianne, had you worked with Seth before being cast in the Orville?
I did a couple voices on Family Guy. We actually met at a party, and then we campaigned for Obama together in 2008. And that's how we became friends. Yes, I miss him. And that's actually when I met Jay, too.
Yeah. I was running, and I was like, Obama, you got it.
It was close.
Yeah, I suspended my campaign. Just was like, you can have the $28 I raised. I don't want to say I was the reason, but
Thank you for your service.
hey, I try.
Yeah.
I do what I can.
You know, Jay's story is pretty freaking
I
awesome.
want to get into that because you started basically as the receptionist at his production company.
I did, yeah.
And so how did it go from there to going out to karaoke night with them and then getting cast for voices?
Super random. I had no idea who Seth was when I first moved to LA because I'd never seen Family Guy. I moved out to LA to be a big star. I was like, I'm gonna blow up in like 1 year. Doesn't work like that, teenage. And my very first job was as a receptionist at this show called Family Guy, which a friend of a friend was like, hey, do you need a job? And I was like, I guess I'll take a break from almost being a star. So I take that job, and I'm validating parking. And actually funny, you guys know that show Big Mouth? So the creator of that show is a guy named Andrew Goldberg. And at that time, Andrew Goldberg was Seth's assistant. I didn't know what Seth looked like. This is 2004. So every time Andrew would come out of Seth's office, I'm like, is that the dude? So when Seth would come out, and mind you, I treat everybody the same. I love people. I rock with people. So it doesn't really matter who you are. So when Andrew would come out, I was like, hey, what's up, man? But then when I would see Seth, I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? And then eventually I found out, oh, this is the creator of the show. But I think because I had that rapport, a lot of the people that worked at Family Guy wanted to be writers. So they wanted to talk to the writers and be around Seth. And Seth is always busy. So as soon as he comes out the office, even now, when he comes out of a room and it's more people, everybody wants to talk to him or ask him a question. And I didn't. I was cutting up my headshots. I was at the front doing my own thing. So I think what happened is, like, the front desk they called me like the bartender of Family Guy. So when people wanted to get out of their office and just take a break, they come to the front. So Seth would come to the front sometimes and just get a breath of fresh air. And I'm like, what's up, dude? And then one day he goes, hey, man, don't tell anybody, but the writers and I are going to karaoke. Shh. And I was living in my car at the time. I was broke, and I didn't tell them. So I was like, yeah, I'll be there. I just got to run home and change real quick. So I went in my car, drove around the block, parked, changed my shirt, and went in late to be like, so busy. But I was so happy to get like a Jack and Coke and some chicken wings. And yeah, so anyway, that's how I started. And then, just, again, you never know who you're going to work with and who you're going to be around. So I just say always treat people with kindness and respect. And next thing you know, I get a call and says, hey, you want to go to space? And here I am.
There was a lot in between that, but isn't that an amazing story? It's just it's crazy,
Yeah.
That's why you're such a strong person, because you've been through some.
You see me jump on this shit?
Yes,
Strength.
you leapt. Actually, I saw you leap.
But yes, that's my story. Part of it.
Cliff's Notes.
And in your case, your breakthrough with Friday Night Lights. You were at the beginning of your career, and there you are in this critical darling of a show and getting a lot of attention. How was that? How did that impact your career trajectory in terms of choices afterwards?
Well, it definitely changed my life. But as far as it being like a successful show, when it was on, it was not.
No.
It was threatened to be canceled every episode.
Like Star Trek.
Did they see you? Remember the episode when you came in and bit the burger and you were looking to smash? And
Yeah, the pilot?
yeah.
Yeah.
That
That was Pete Burke. He was like, go take a bite of a sandwich.
was so dope.
I was like, okay, sure.
It was great.
I loved him. I loved everybody. But it was a pilot, and like we saw the pilot, we thought it was the best show ever. We're like, this is going to be the biggest show in the world. And I just remember me and Connie like every week just sitting there watching, going, this is the best show. It keeps getting better. And then we look at, I don't know if you guys remember like the rating system, right? So like everything was about ratings. And we just didn't have them. And then they kept moving our show. They put it on Friday night, which, by the way, dumb.
Yeah.
As somebody who likes to watch football, it's like everybody's actually at a game. So,
Right.
and it's pre like DVR. So it's like one of those
didn't know
things that DVR wasn't being counted, I think.
Right.
It was TiVo at the
Yeah.
time. I'm old. Anyway, point is, it wasn't like just an easy overnight thing, but it did change things because before that I was with, like in anything with the swimsuit or like practically nude. So all of a sudden I was taken seriously as an actress, and so it did absolutely change my life.
It was a great show. I rewatched that
miss it.
show. There's a couple shows I rewatched from start. The true story. I rewatched that, Peaky Blinders, and Breaking Bad. Like at least once a year, I rewatch that from front to back.
You rewatched Breaking Bad?
Yes. Absolutely. What?
I was so depressed the first time I saw it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Oh, a masochist.
Apparently.
Yeah. The thing about
It was a
that
great show, but-
Well, here's what's funny. The first time I watched it, I was like, oh man, Walt was a good guy who turned bad.
Yeah.
And the second time I watched it, I was like, this motherfucker was bad from the jump. And then the third time I watched it, I go, if he had just hugged Jesse one time,
Thank you.
just one,
once.
he just wanted a hug.
He wanted a dad figure, and you're
Just
a dad figure.
Give him $5 and a pat on the ass and say, you got it, buddy. Oh my God, just, you know what? Before y'all leave here, give somebody a hug. Because they might turn into a kingpin if they don't. Swear. Anyway. Fucking Jesse. Every time, just buddy need a bath and a hug. Hey, I remember one time my uncle, I know he was gonna ask this, so I don't even want to have to, I know where he's going. He's gonna be like, Jay Lee, tell the story about your uncle Diddy. And rest in peace, Diddy, he drank a little bit. He was a boop boop, right? And he lived in Detroit, I was in St. Louis, and once every 8-9 months, Diddy would come in looking like he hadn't touched a drop of water in decades. My mom would clean him up, give him some soup, shave him, and that's all Jesse needed.
There we go.
Shout out to guarantee.
Oh.
I did it. Guarantee Diddy right now is like in heaven going, what is my nephew? Shout out Diddy, man.
He's like, I had a nephew?
Yeah. Yeah, I know you were gonna ask that. I knew
We
it.
were going to get to it all. So, with Friday Night, just to finish with that, it did have a bit of a cult following. It certainly
Thankfully,
exploded on
fans. That's why we stayed on. So that is actually the biggest point, is that you guys keep everything on the air. You watch us. We can't do shit without you guys. I don't know if there's children in the audience, but we literally can't do anything without you. And I mean, a MySpace page was made, Save the Lights. And they used to send in light bulbs and footballs to the studio over and over and over. Like, they had to keep it on the air.
You've been very fortunate that you've had a show like Friday Night Lights that has caught on, gained its following. You then did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which of course has its own Marvel following. And now the Orville with its following. So, you've got these three interesting fan bases.
Well, you're forgetting about the first thing I ever did was Lost in Space, the pilot with John Woo.
Right.
Second thing I did, the first thing that aired, was Smallville.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Then Supernatural. So I've done a lot of these kinds of things, and I love it because I'm a nerd myself.
I know you've done that, but I was just talking about where you had series regular parts,
Oh, yes.
that, with its own fan. Like, there's a book of essays on Friday Night Lights, and there are essays about Tyra. I'm not sure they've written essays about your supernatural character yet.
They should. She's the reason that Sam, joins his brother.
Yeah. Everybody knows that.
You know.
But I mean, do the fan followings compare or contrast positively or differently? I mean, or are they just if enthusiastic?
Yeah, out of all the fan base, who do you hate the most?
I know, right? I'm like, I don't know how to answer this question right now. I have.
No, it's just us.
No,
Go ahead.
yeah, exactly. No, this group is my favorite. No, but really, genuinely, they're all different. I think that that's important. And all the same at the same time. Like, everybody's very emphatic about what they love. And I love that.
Here's a follow-up to that. Let's say all of the shows you've been on are like ex-boyfriends, and they all leave a pair of sweats.
You started this, by the way.
Whose sweats are you wearing the next day, even if you broke up?
I'm gonna kick his ass.
No, I'm joking. You can cross off ex-boyfriend sweatpants too, because I know you're interested.
No, but seriously, we can't do anything without you guys. So
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. We're here because of you. Thank you.
So, Jay, since you brought up Diddy, you're credited as a musician as well. What sort of music do you make?
Wait, did you say since I brought up Diddy?
Sorry.
All right, y'all, that's my time. I was good to see y'all. Check y'all out. I'll see you at my table.
My apologies.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, take a
Says
better look,
musician.
Jay.
Yeah, no, give me. No. Sorry, what was the question?
What sort of music do you make?
I went to school. I went to school for classical piano. And yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
Guys, he's
I'm not
amazing.
bad. I'm not bad. So yeah, I went to school scholarship classical piano at Indiana University.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'd always know when Jay Lee would get like a little bit kind of over a party at Seth's, because all of a sudden you just hear classical music in the background. You just go to just piano and start playing, and it's gorgeous. And then all of a sudden everybody's around the piano.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I tried. My mom, she put me in lessons when I was young and stuck for some reason.
And you've grown from musician to voiceover actor to actor. You've also added director to your credits.
Yeah.
Typical Wednesday came out a couple of years ago. You want
Yeah.
to talk about that process?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you. Listen, I don't know if I've told this story in front of people. So, season 1, John was one way, and Seth knew where the show was going. We didn't know. So then John became super smart. I was like, great. So then season 2, and I'll make this story short, but it was interesting thing that happened. Season 2, John is now giving exposition and space talk and stuff like that. As an actor, we're all competitive and we all want to cook and we all want to, do great stuff. In season 2, it just felt like everybody was eating, right? Like everybody had like a cool storyline and everybody had backstory episodes. And it kind of felt like John, and again, this was just my own selfishness. You start to go like, I want to play, So there were a few episodes in a row where I was in it, but I didn't really, you see your colleagues really doing great stuff and doing great work. And I remember there was one day I was just like mad. I was pouting and shit. Sorry. And there was an episode where I had like a couple lines and then I really wasn't in the rest of the episode. And I remember I left and I went home. On the way home, I looked at my bank account and I was like, I have to make a movie when this season is over. Because if I don't, I'm going to be so upset when season 2 comes out. I know how my brain works. I'm going to go, I got to make something, right? Again, selfish ego. On the way home, I make a call. And I already wrote Atypical Wednesday. And I said, you know what? I'm making this movie. And I had sent it out in studios, and everybody drags their feet. And this was probably August. And I just remember saying, I'm shooting this movie in November. I go home, start making calls. Fast forward. I have like the money that's in my bank account, right? And I'm making a movie. So long story short, I come to set and table reads now. So now I'm the pressure's off. I'm like, okay, I'm making this movie. So I'm in a way better mood. So people would see me. They're like, why are you so happy? I said, oh, I'm making this movie. They said, do you have all your money? I'm like, nope. They said, you need some? Yep. Next day, casting. I was at a table read. Wow, Jay, you seem like great mood. I'm making a movie. Do you have casting? Nope. You need Yep. And this kept happening from camera op to DP to So then I would come to set, and since I didn't have a lot to do, I would go to Village, where you watch all your colleagues doing great stuff. So now instead of me being mad I don't get to play, I'm just watching like, man, they're really good. And I'm asking our director, Seth and John Cassar, and the DP, like, why'd you shoot this way? And John Cassar was amazing. He's like, oh yeah, let me show you why we do this rack focus. Let me show you why we do this, and right? End of the story is, I go home one day, and I'm watching Karate Kid. And one of my favorite movies, the first one, 80s, shout out Ralph Macchio. And I'm watching Karate Kid, and there's a shot where Daniel, he just got ran off the road, and the bullies like ran him off, and he takes his bike, and he's like mad at his bike, and he throws it in the dumpster, and his mom pulls up, and she's like, Daniel, what's going on? He's like, I hate it here, Mom. I don't like it here. She's like, oh my God, what happened? He's like, I gotta learn karate. And he throws his bike in the dumpster, and then Miyagi comes out, but it's all one shot, right? And then Daniel goes through the wax on stuff, wax on, wax off. And in that scene, Daniel had gone through all the stuff, and now he's mad because he doesn't feel like he's learning karate. And Miyagi goes, show me wax on, wax off. And Daniel's like, my arm. Miyagi does his thing, boom. Show me wax on, wax off. He does it. And then now you start to learn, oh, Daniel this whole time has been learning karate. Then cuts to a 2-shot, slow push. Miyagi goes, throws a flurry of punches and kicks. Daniel blocks all the stuff, bows. Miyagi goes, come back tomorrow. Bows head, smacks him on the top of the head. Always look come back tomorrow. I say that entire story because while I'm watching Karate Kid and I'm watching the moment where Daniel learned that he's been learning karate the whole time, I realized season 2 for me wasn't to shine and cook like y'all. Season 2 was, you're gonna learn how to direct. You're gonna sit back and watch camera angle. How do you direct yourself? Why this placement? Why this lens? And then I was like, my bad, guy, my fault. I shouldn't question you no more. And he's like, I'm paying you to learn film school. And then I made Atypical Wednesday between season 2 and 3.
It did change your mood a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came in, I was like, all right, well, here we are. And also you have to be of service. Like you can't, it's not about you. You got to serve the project.
And you picked the topic of mental health. Was that something you were seriously interested in exploring in your first film?
Yeah, I was going to therapy at the time. I used to write for the Cleveland show, and it was the first time I ever had insurance. And I remember another writer, a good friend of mine, Kirker Butler, he had said something about, oh, I'm going to see my therapist this weekend. And I always thought therapy was like for, people who had issues, like issue. And I said, you see a therapist? And he's like, yeah. I said, but you got a wife and kids, you seem put together. He said, yeah, because I see my therapist. And he told me, he said, hey man, we got great insurance. You can go see somebody, for next to nothing. And at the time I was going through a breakup and trying to figure stuff out, and went every Wednesday, and I saw this little white kid on the elevator, and every Wednesday I'd see him. We never spoke, but I remember one day I said, hey man, I like your shoes, and he lit up. And then I went to my therapist's office, and she's like, wow, you're in a really good mood today. And I said, oh yeah, every Wednesday this little white kid is my best friend. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, little dude on the elevator, that's my homie. And she still looked at me like I was crazy. And then at that time I said, oh, this is a movie idea. And then I wrote it.
Oh, very cool.
Or a ghost.
Or a ghost.
Different movie.
So I'm going to ask Adrianne one more question, and then we could open it up to you guys. If you want to queue up at the mic, now's the time. In your case, you've gone from actress now to producer. You've produced your first film you were just talking about. You want to tell the audience about it?
Thank you. It's called Due West. Right now we're doing the festival circuit. Just premiered at DIFF, Dallas International Film Festival. And it's about a woman traveling through Texas trying to get an abortion. And it's a really hot topic, obviously. You know, everybody has their own thoughts, but I think that the way that this movie is done, one of my dearest friends, Evan Miller, wrote it, directed it. Great writer and director, just navigated this beautiful line to get people talking about it and having discussions, which is the whole point. So it's not really a sided movie, it's more of a, you know, it's a conversation piece. Like, we should be talking about it and not judging people, and not judging each other for something that you don't know what they've been through. Yep. So, and yeah, same thing. Then you start to feel this like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make shit. Like, I was in an elevator with Henry Winkler once, which, by the way, that's just cool by itself. And he looked at me and he goes, "What are you been doing? What are you up to?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And it was like a year I hadn't worked at all. Mm-hmm. And he just looks at me and he goes, "Make your own work." And that has sat with me ever since. Yep. I remember I tried to write a script, and you know, which I can write as well as you. But producing is something that I just love, and I love being a part of a project, and I love having a say. Like, that's the hardest thing as an actor, is you are a puppet, and it depends where you work, because sometimes it's the best in the world, and sometimes it's not, and you have to be pretty much dictated the entire time, and it's hard. So it's just really nice to be able to be in a position to, like, of power, you know, having a say, and also, like, when you witness abuse on set, right? Like, being somebody who stops crew being abused and things like that. Like, there's just something so powerful about being a producer and making movies and magic and making people light up and being a big part of that that's not just on screen. So, producing a horror movie right now.
A horror film?
A horror film.
All right, cool. Yeah. Do we have people lined up? Yes. All right, come on up.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, sir.
My question concerns working on different shows. I'm wondering if you can get into the difference in atmosphere on the set from one show to another, and also the kinds of preparation that one has to do for a role. I have to think varies considerably. For example, the difference between getting ready for your role in Friday Night Lights as opposed to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would seem to be much different. So if you could both speak to those questions.
Well, I mean, you said it, it's true. Everything varies. Like, every single show is different. It was very hard. It was actually really freeing to do Friday Night Lights. It made me a better actor because we got to actually, you know, help create our characters with the writers. So there was a lot of ad-libbing, and, you know, and we got to be creative together. There were no marks. We would wrap before lunch like 4 times a week. Connie, Kyle, and I would be having margaritas by 3 o'clock in the afternoon because we had 3 cameras on us at all time. And they would just be like, "Here's a room, go." That's why the show looks so cool and it's shot that way. Now, every other show I've done has not been that way. So it was weird after Friday Night Lights. I had to relearn how to go to a mark. It was like relearning things that you just innately knew before, because most things aren't like that. Most things are very, very strategic, very, very like, you have to stand here, lighting, hair, frizzy, you know, like there's a lot of things that go into it. So everything varies. I feel like I've been very lucky, though, to work with such great people. I mean, the cast of the Orville is some of my best friends still to this day. We talk on a chain like...
You were, there's somebody on the show, like, I think you dated or something?
Married and divorced, what?
Oh.
Still one of
no,
my...
still best friends.
Yeah, still, you know, people are like, "You're not gonna do it again, are you?"
What if I did this? And I just Scott Grimes. I'm joking. Scott Grimes did come.
Such a jerk.
But it was just his face, but everything else was still me.
Oh my God. Anyway, that's.
Yep. Pretty much.
It's a hard question to answer because, like, literally everything is so different, down to who's producing it, studio, network, you know, how things are run, the cast you're working with, the directors. all the things.
But I also think it's just being prepped too, knowing the text,
Yes.
just being ready.
Oh, yeah,
And
never
just know your
showing-
job, and then again, just of service to the project.
Never showing up to set not knowing your lines.
Yeah.
And it's really hard, especially like on something like the Orville, where you're saying words that you're like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
We got an astrophysicist, Andre, on set with us all the time. So you could go ask him, but you really need to know how to say it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Yeah.
There you go. That's the magic question, isn't it?
What is up? I don't know.
There you go. For both of you, Star Trek is probably the most powerful fandom in the world. Am I right? Yeah. And you both are, or as far as the Orville is concerned, came on when the Orville was in kind of like a rivalry as far as viewership with the Star Trek Discovery, which was somewhat divisive as far as the Star Trek fandom. But by the second season, the Orville had practically been adopted by that most powerful fandom in the world as the new Star Trek, which makes you guys part of this wonderful community and mythology that is extremely big and powerful. So I want to know how you both feel about that.
Honored.
Yeah. I think I said this a lot, but if you can never be a part of something that people like, again, so many things are out of your hands as an actor, because you could do a take and then you could look at the edit and it's terrible and music is weird and everything, it could not work. So for this to seemingly work is just, I think she said it correctly. It's an honor. So thank you guys.
Honor. Yeah, seriously, thank you. And, it's also a testament to Seth. His dream was to make Star Trek, like the original Star Trek,
Right.
And to be Captain Kirk. But maybe not to go that far. But, he did it. He created it. He made it with all of his dear friends he'd known for years, and he created his dream. And so we all got to participate in that. And thankfully, you guys liked it. So.
And if I may, I did have a follow-up for you, ma'am. I remember back when you were in Wonder Woman. You were Wonder Woman.
I got paid to wear the suit.
And I'll tell you, I wonder how, Wonder Woman's evolved since then. That was 2011. And I thought you looked great. I thought it was going to be awesome, etc. Even one of your co-stars at the time made it back to Wonder Woman with 1984, I think it was. And he was the villain, I don't know, whatever. But how do you, then you went on to the MCU, et cetera, but how do you feel about maybe not being Wonder Woman as far as blowing up in that? Because I thought you were great, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like if the 3 sweatpants and the Wonder Woman tights were all in the same dirty bin, what are you putting on first?
Damn, dude.
Can I go pantsless? No, okay. Wonder Woman was one of the biggest heartbreaks of my life. Like, honestly, I know it sounds weird because it's a role, but it was like my dream role. And I know people were at karaoke last night. I shared this story. Thankfully, so many great things happened from that show not getting picked up. I got my dog, the love of my life. I went on to go do G.I. Joe right after, and John Wick.
Yeah.
And here at the Orville, I don't know where my life would have led. I know I wouldn't have been able to do it. I probably would have been broken because it required a lot. And every day, and they had a driver for me because they were afraid I might fall asleep at the wheel because it was 13, 14-hour days every day. And I'm in every shot.
I came to the set when they shut down Hollywood Boulevard.
It was the first show to shut down Hollywood Boulevard.
Shut the whole boulevard down.
TV show.
But again, I think to that point, you never know what's gonna happen. So again, we get in our heads, we want the thing, we think we need it this way, and sometimes it doesn't look like that. And then next thing you know, all these other beautiful things come from it.
Yeah, there's grace in everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
No question. I just want to thank Jay, because when you mentioned Breaking Bad earlier, I learned to say motherfucker in sign language.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
God dang it, I gotta learn
Oh yeah,
that.
seriously.
That's what's up. Hey, my man. That's what's up. That's the best thing. Man, hey, yes. Listen, reach one, teach one. What's going on?
Jay, you just break us up.
I try.
This question's for Adrianne. You shot not one, but 2 pilots with Nick Blood for a spinoff of S.H.I.E.L.D. And unfortunately, it wasn't picked up. But if you ever had a chance ever again to work with Nick on something, anything whatsoever, would that be something of interest?
Dear God, yes. I love him so much. And like that chemistry is real. Like we just really love each other. Not in that way, but like
Right.
we love each other. And
Yeah.
I loved working with him. He's such a professional. He's so fun. He's so down to earth. I love those characters. The pilot was shot. It was incredible. I saw it. You had to go into like a producer's room and you had to sign a thing saying that, you're not going to talk about it or whatever. Marvel is a little different than DC, that's for sure. Everything's under such lock and key. And so nobody else got to see it, sadly, because it's really, really good. And I would have loved to get to work with him every day. So yes, anything.
Thank you. That's great to know. You and he definitely showed the chemistry on screen together, and we miss you guys. But I've appreciated you and all of the work you've done, and thank you for coming this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Oh, I broke it. Sorry. Okay, there. Hi, guys. Thanks so much for being here. My name's Morgan. You talked earlier a little about things like some of the strengths of your Orville characters, and Jay, you talked about learning filmmaking and that stuff on set, which is awesome. So I'm just curious, what is something you learned kind of maybe about yourselves through playing your Orville characters, and what about them have you kind of internalized and taken with you?
I learned a lot about space. I think there's there's just a little bit of myself, and I'm sure you feel the same way in every character.
Yeah.
You bring yourself to the character. I love Kelly. Kelly taught me a lot. Kelly's a badass.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I see myself in her sometimes too, because she cares about other people more than herself. She, works hard. She tries to help people around her. But she's also flawed like everybody else. It's also good to know that she didn't cheat on purpose.
Right.
There was a pheromone. So.
Back in St. Louis, you used to call it that ooh-wee. Ooh. Yeah, you got hit with that ooh-wee. I would say problem solving. It's all life is, just solving the problems in front of you. And I think on a show like The Orville, it's big problems like we're gonna die, or it's small problems like, can you eat this cup?
Awesome. Well, thank you for all you did to bring your characters to life, and for you guys as well.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you.
Hello. What episode of The Orville did both of you find the most interesting, or which one you liked the best?
I've said this before, but I think the end, is it Gently Falling Rain when Isaac and Dr. Finn, is that the name of it?
I don't know.
It was when Isaac says he makes a mistake, and at the end of it, he says, I've only made one miscalculation, and it was when I wasn't with you. And then Dr. Finn says, so you're saying you're better with me than without me? And then Isaac says, that is correct. And I just thought that line was so beautiful, and especially the way Mark delivered it, for us to feel this sort of, for me at least, to feel this empathy for this sort of AI sort of, non-human thing. But like that line of, oh, you're better with me than without me. Like that episode was great, for me at least.
Also, your character was the reason he was in that position in the first place.
Look, I don't know why she yelled at me in engineering. I'm the one that put them together. I'm the one that hooked them up. I hit her with the ooh-wee.
All right. Whatever you say. I'm going to go completely, that's beautiful, by the way. I was like, I'm going to say this. The The DeRulio episode is actually my favorite because I think Seth is so freaking funny in that episode where he's into DeRulio.
Oh, it's great.
Oh my God, and we're fighting over him.
Great.
Oh my God, I think maybe every time I watch that episode, I just can't. I think he's so stellar in that episode.
Which season was that?
That was season 1.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi. Hi. First of all, welcome back, Jay. I know you did Farpoint for us a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I remember you there. You were great. Thanks for coming back, especially on short notice.
Yeah.
So my other question is for, well, not so much a question, but for Adrianne. So I've seen just about everything you've done except for maybe Friday Night Lights. I got to get out of my comfort zone on that because that's something that I think I should see.
Yes,
So,
you should.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I don't like to say this because it feels like I'm bragging, but I am friends with other actors. And one of them is Sadie Sink. And I found out that she was a big fan of Friday Night Lights. And when I told her that you were here, she said she wanted me to come up and tell her that she said hi. So, yeah. And get a...
Hello.
Yes. So she also said to get a video greeting, but I'm not going to ask for that here. So maybe if I can have time, I'll stop by your table maybe and we can do that.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to.
That'll be $4,000 for Sadie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sadie will pay for
Well,
it.
she's doing her play up in New York, so
Yeah.
so
$6,000 for Sadie.
I'll see what I can do. All right.
No, thank you
so
for
much,
that.
guys.
I really appreciate it.
Shout out Sadie, everybody.
Sadie!
Hi, my question is for both of you. Throughout the Orville, we saw a lot of the crew drink a lot. Was any of it real?
Next question.
Man, what a great, appreciate you, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
We drank liquid.
We drank.
There was liquid in the cups.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Listen, I stay in my lane. What was in my cup was in my cup.
And what was in mine was in mine.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it was the same, sometimes it wasn't.
So my question for you guys is, Orville's a show that's had, unfortunately, long breaks between seasons. How do you come back into the character? Like, get back into what Kelly was, get back into what Lamarr was, when you're coming in, say, for season 2 or season 3 or hopefully season 4, after being gone for so long from that person?
I think, well, for me, you get nervous, right? You're like, can I ride this bike? Do I know what to do? Where am I at? How am I doing it? Oh my God. But I think for me, putting the suit on, something dropped. Yeah. Something dropped in, you know? Yeah, just putting the suit on, getting on stage or set. And, you know, it's just like putting that on old sweatpants of old, you know what I mean? Just slide them on. It's like, oh, I remember what Brad smelled like. Put them pants on. Adrianne.
Why does his name have to be Brad?
I don't know. Looks like you dated a Brad.
Oh my God.
Put them black Brad sweatpants on. Like, ooh. I remember old Brad. Started thinking about Brad's motorcycle and his beard. I miss Brad. And then next thing you know,
That Brad sounds kind of cool.
Brad's cool.
I'd like to meet Brad.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I have a boyfriend. Kidding. No, I think I get nervous every time you come back to a character, no matter what. You can know it, you know, forward, backward, whatever. It's like the first 2 episodes back. Yeah. It always just feels like I'm like acting for the first time. You know what I mean? I'm like, why do I sound like that? That's so weird. What am I doing with my hands? You know, like it's weird. And then you fall back into it and you're like, oh, that's right. I got this. This character's partly me. So like, you got this. Just trust it. And then it goes away. But it's always those first like 2 episodes back.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Oh, what was your name again?
Mike.
Mike. That's Mike that looks like Seth.
He looks like Seth.
Yeah. Mike, when you see Mike looks like early Seth MacFarlane, like when he had the bangs, you know, with the early Family Guy Seth.
Now only I can do the voices.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. It's good to see you, Mike.
Good morning. How are y'all
Good
doing
morning.
today?
Morning.
I just wanted to come up and say thank you both very much. I really love the Orville. It was one of my all-time favorite TV shows.
Oh, thanks.
I really
Thank you.
enjoyed it, and I especially love the episode you did way back in the first season where you got in trouble for messing around with that statue, and they almost messed. That was intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but luckily the picture of you and your dog saved you. So
You know, dogs help everything out.
yeah,
There
dog.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, dogs just make the universe better. I think.
It's true.
There was a line I had where, it was
Me?
me, you, and I
Oh,
forgot
Laura.
the guy that played the lawyer.
Don't remember.
Anyway, I just remember they were showing it, and I ad-libbed, that's not even how I do sex.
Oh boy. Too much information.
Yeah, because it's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, come back. Let me tell you how I do sex. So first,
Also, that guy's laugh is like the best laugh of all time. I don't know who has that laugh, but it's awesome.
Thank you.
thank you.
After seeing you get up on that stage, I got to ask you,
Uh-oh.
can you or can you not leap over a bar stool in a single bound?
I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me.
All right.
This is my new thing.
It's your mic drop.
Yeah, it's my mic drop. It's just a nice little mic push. By the way, you can never have too many zippers. She got a lot of zipper on her pants. Shout out zippers.
Remember the episode with Scott and the zippers that you got, and you're like, oh, you need another zipper.
Hey, listen, yeah, you look like the guy who, what did I say? You look like the guy who gets into the club or something like that.
Something. He doesn't look like the guy. You're gonna need another zipper.
I don't see anyone else for the questions. Let me ask you guys, you've both addressed the long hours on all the different shows you do. How do you maintain the energy? Because sometimes there's a lot of waiting between scenes, and then you're shooting till 3, 4 in the morning. So, how do you keep it going and be able to stay focused?
We didn't go back to our trailer. That was helpful. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes, but also Jay Lee really did bring a lot of energy. So did Scott. I think we all loved each other. We would just hang out together in a room as opposed to going back. You go back to your trailer. I know it sounds like, oh, go back to my trailer.
Yeah.
Life's so hard. But it's not like a sexy trailer. It's a two-banger, and it's like, porta potty toilet and whatever. But you end up falling asleep, and you get tired and whatever. I think like just us hanging out together kept our energy up.
And I think the crew.
And the crew.
The crew is there the entire time as well, so,
Anytime you start to complain, you're like, oh, no, transpo's here,
Exactly.
4 hours before and 4 hours after. It's like those things that remind you, and everybody's so cool, and it's a family. You're in it together, ultimately.
Yeah. Come on up.
How you doing? So the Orville has a lot of very controversial topics that come through the show. Have there ever been any, this goes for both of you, that made you step back and go, oh, crap?
I don't think I've ever made that noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. How about this? Oh, crap.
Yeah, that one I say all the time. I don't think so. Not for me. Do you remember any?
I don't. I was really proud of the show and all the things that push the envelope, especially,
You all seem to handle it with grace, so I appreciate your show. You did a wonderful job so
Thank
far.
you.
Thank you.
Also, was there anything that was controversial? That's an honest question. Because to me, nothing was controversial.
I didn't find that either.
You know
But
what I mean?
but I do. But I think that there are people out there that the TOPA, point
Right.
of view and all that stuff. That's
Oh, right,
for
right,
some
right,
people that could be considered controversial. For you and I, it's not.
Got it. Oh, sorry if it was controversial for y'all. My fault.
Come on up.
I do mean that. If it was, man, what was the noise he made? Crap.
Oh crap!
Oh crap!
Oh crap! No.
I'm sorry, you didn't deserve it. You didn't. Can you walk back?
Yeah,
into the
seriously, can you go
Start
back
over,
and do it?
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. So, okay, just real quick. He's back.
What was that?
Oh, crap.
There it is.
It's up on the O. That's how you do it.
Thank you.
I can't follow that up. I have to say one thing first is Kelly. I thought I was totally on Team Kelly in terms of cheating on Ed. He was such a sad sack in the beginning. I was like, I can totally get it.
Sad sack.
You're like, I see why.
But you also worked with some great science fiction actors over the show. I mean, there've been some great people on, and there's Ted Danson. What's it like working with those guys?
Oh my God, Ted Danson was a big one, I will say.
I don't know if I got
Cheers
to
is one of
shoot-
my favorite shows.
Yeah, I don't think I was in the scene with Ted, but he was great.
He was great.
Yeah, he played the Admiral, right? One of
Right.
The Admirals.
Yep. God, everybody, I just felt honored, you know. God.
Charlize, well, not necessarily like scientist or sci-fi, but I got to fist pump Charlize Theron, which was
I got to
fun.
fight her.
Yeah,
That was cool.
yeah.
We didn't actually fight each other, but we were doing the stunts, so it was really
You wanted
fun.
to punch her in the mouth.
I didn't. I wanted to make out with her. She's so hot.
We all did.
Yeah, you know. But then you'd have like Jason Alexander would call Seth and be
Awesome.
like, I want to be in makeup. Can I come on your show? And Seth's like, sure. I mean, you don't get that a lot, but like we have fans, you know, within our industry, which is really cool. So a lot of people wanted to be there, which was fun.
That's great. Thanks.
Thank you.
One last question. So be it. One last question. Ready to be good?
It will be.
I hope so.
It will.
I have a good feeling.
Well, I hope this is a good question. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Who among you was the biggest Dolly Parton fan? Because I love that episode when she was the show's episode she was on.
Do you know how annoying it was?
I know.
She was supposed to come to set, but I mean, COVID happened, and that was horrible for a lot of people. But it was really annoying that we didn't get to meet Dolly Parton. So he had to go to her studio. But I'll never forget this. Max, our hair person, was like, because she had to like spruce the wig. They sent her the wig to do, and then send it back. It was weird. And she's like, Annie, come here. That's my nickname. Annie, come here. She opens it up. She's like, smell this. And it smelled like angels. Like, I don't know what angels smell like, but like even her wig smelled like perfect.
Yeah.
And 9 to 5 is one of my favorite movies as well. So like, you know, I was really dying to meet her, but I got to smell her wig. So
Oh, wow. Cool.
I know.
Not weird at all.
Not weird.
Not when she gives you permission.
Yeah, not when she gives me permission.
Yeah, I did not smell.
Yet.
I didn't get to smell her wig. I smelled Adrianne's nose after she smelled the wig, and I can say it was angels. Yeah, I got a sniff of the sniff. Perfect.
Share the smell.
Yeah.
Sharing the smell.
All right. Well, thank you. That was my quick question.
Thank you, Laura. Apparently there is one final question.
And this time it's for sure.
First of all, great job at karaoke last night. I don't know how you still have a voice. I do not.
Thank you. It was so fun.
My question is, what were your favorite snacks on set?
Remember first season, we had the best crafty of all time.
First season with Crafty was legit.
It was insane. It was an entire huge like room.
Yeah.
And it was just like you had little like gumball machines with
All
like
the foods.
nuts and
Yeah.
like you know,
There was this
Snickers
one-
and
Remember the 3 ladies they had when we just come eat sushi off their bodies?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was
fun.
crazy. Like they just would fly in, these people.
Charlize flew
Charlize
in,
did,
yes,
yeah.
she
Before she was on, she was like, "Can I just get
Can I lay here?"
sushi eaten off me?" And she did. It was weird.
Does that not happen on every shoot?
It should.
It should. I don't see why it doesn't.
I don't know. I mean, for me, like I have celiac, so I'm kind of boring when it comes to this. I love mixed nuts
Yeah, I do
from
too.
Costco, Kirkland brand, unsalted.
Yes. I don't remember actually.
Were you a big snacker?
I'm not a big snacker.
You're not a big snacker.
I don't snack.
Thank you.
I don't know. I feel like you always had snacks.
I'm like a chipmunk. I'll just keep a snack in my. You never know. You know what I mean? You never know. You're gonna need that little bit of peanut butter locked away. The protein. I don't know, guys. Why are you encouraging this? I laugh at
Yeah,
this.
seriously.
All All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Our guests will be at their tables, the autographs, photos, the whole bit. They'll be back on stage tomorrow afternoon. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Let's give
guys
a round
so
of
much.
applause.
Thank you, guys.
It was so fun. Thank you.
Hey, this is Jay Lee from the Orville, and you are watching Fandom Spotlite, which is out of this world. You should watch more and have fun and follow your fandom.